This video that I'm making right now is sort of both impressions but also exploration on the content level of the game itself. Pretty much, there's plenty to do in SAO surprisingly. Hollow Fragment does give tons of epic content to its gameplay, and although it does have some dull animations, it does become quite a fun experience to play solo and sometimes with friends. Now, in the end system, you can pretty much have this little bedroom area, and going up there, you can go to this book that allows you to change your avatar. As you can see, you can change from male to female. My height can look like some midget. I could probably make Peter Dinklage if I wanted to. Or I could become the Great Kylie from the WWE if I wanted to. But let's just stick to that highest height. You can also make your character super fat or super skinny like Slenderman. But I like to stick to sort of like this average build because I don't want to look too skinny. It's too kawaii for me. But yeah, there's different hairstyles that you could go through. In the Vita version, all these features, most of them weren't present, especially becoming female or even having a height and physique. You had to pretty much stick to sort of default Kirito or just make some weird other style that didn't fit well. But Hollow Fragment my fault. SAO Hollow Fragment does do well at adding tons of options to the character customization, and it just works very well actually. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest character customization in the world. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of flaws to be discovered here, but I will tell you, it is darn right good to mess around with, and I was able to create cool and little fun characters here and there just to mess around with. But yeah, character customization isn't the greatest, of course, but it definitely is a welcome thing into this game. However, the big problem is that no matter what player name you put, even if you're a female, it's gonna feel weird. All they call you is by the main character of the actual anime, Kirito. As you can see, for the player name, I put Kazuto, which is his real name. But pretty much that's what you're gonna have to deal with. Uniquely enough, there's different voice types. As you can see, I was testing around with them. So this is sort of new hairstyle I picked, and now we're in game, so it's quick to transition. Now let's go on to skills. Skills, the skill tree, I have to give props to. It is amazing. The skill tree is large and vast, and you're going to be spending tons of time into it. So here, let me buy this. So I just bought some points to open up this second part of this, this level 4 part of the one-handed sword skills. So now I can get more sword skills there, but there's so much you can still do around here. And working with each one can earn you skill points as you progress through the skill tree. And then this allows you to buy and put into more. This is also the storage area, pretty much. And this is your bed. If you want, you can sleep here and rest as much as you need in order to fast travel some time, just in case if you want to, fast travel time. Here we have pretty much the hub world, and it's just a simple way to explore and do things before you head out on missions, go to markets, buy things. Just something simple to mess around with to immerse you more into the SAO world. Now, there's plenty of companions in the game, so basically I paired up with one character from the anime, Asuna, who is Kirito's wife. But one of the cool things is that you can also make conversations to have bonds, so that way the bigger the bond, the more great you can do in gameplay together and your teamwork with your companions. Something else that's pretty cool is that you don't have to always team up with characters from the anime. If you want, NPCs or characters that are like originally for the game that are generated, you can team up with them if you wanted to. Here at the NPC quest board, you could pretty much just get different quests and missions that you can take on to each floor that you travel to throughout the game. Simply, this just allows you to gain boss information, gain rewards as well. Boss information mainly you use for boss fights, which you'll go over here and talk to some guy who usually spawns for that. With this teleport gate, you're able to teleport to different floors, go to different areas. If I go to exterior, I'll be going to the exterior 76. And here, through this, you have the different floor options. So if you want to get out of that, unfortunately, instead of just pressing the circle button and going back, you have to click visit town. So yeah, it's kind of dull. But there's also a hollow area. Here in this hollow area, you're pretty much gain access to do a new side of content. Basically, it's a whole new area to explore. It feels a lot more open worldish than the main game itself. This hollow area, it allows you to get better loot, better gear, and all sorts of things. Here, what I've just opened up is the options you can do with your companion. You can even give them armor and weapons as you bond together, and they'll get more comfortable with whatever you give them. Here is the mission map for the hollow area, and those exclamation points can show you exactly what's the current mission. But that's pretty much all we have to say at this point. But there is more to go into with, of course, none other than the fun multiplayer. So I was just showing just a little bit of multiplayer gameplay. I will be showing more as I talk on about the multiplayer. So the hollow fragment, the hollow map, you could completely explore that, of course. But one of the cool things is that they have this sort of raid mode that I'm currently playing right here. And pretty much this raid mode allows you to go on infinite levels of floors, non-stop, and you gain loot from every chest that you could possibly find as you find little stones that could teleport you to the next floor. Something else that's pretty cool too is that every 10 floors you fight a boss, and after defeating a boss you can get 10 awesome chests of grade A weapon loot and possibly armor, and 3 other chests that are filled with pretty much useless resources. I found some resources in this game to be quite useless. If it's not armor or a weapon, most resources are useless. Like that medicine, I could easily buy 10 of those, like no problem, at a simple market. And it's kind of stupid that they put them here as if like you're really feeling reward filled. I don't feel too much rewards are given until you make it to the next 10th floor that you go through in this raid mode. But like I said, every 10 floors allows you to do an epic boss fight, and it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. And playing with friends here keeps the gameplay fresh, and it's really fun. Overall, the game's pretty darn fun and good. Uh, and the thing is, however, is that of course this is a port from Vita, so it's meant to be some fun on the go. So on console, we gotta see how good it works. And this port does work fine. It's digital only. It's only 20 bucks, and it's enjoyable. However, much things to be said about the negative side. Like I said before, port from the Vita, it doesn't fix the many bugs, unfortunately. And honestly, if you hate bugs, don't buy this game. There is so much. You're gonna encounter like a good one every good minute. It can make the game feel awkward at some times during gameplay. Like one time, I did one of my best sword moves to save myself. I tried to heal myself at 1.2, and I'll get killed before my character can finish the animation, even though it said I healed myself. So there's plenty of very bad bugs that still are needed to be fixed for this game, unfortunately. The game tends to have extremely linear gameplay, unfortunately. Boss fights do, however, keep the game extremely fresh. Whether you're playing with friends or solo, it makes the game extremely fun, extremely fresh, of course, and just fun. Like, and that's all I have to say about this game. It's a fun blast. If you're a fan of the anime, you're gonna really love it. If you're not a fan, you're most likely gonna give it tons of hate. As for me, I'm not the biggest fan of SAO, in the anime genre, but when it comes to it down, I enjoyed the show. I didn't think it was that great, but I didn't think it was that bad because I saw plenty of bad anime in my time, and I'd just rather not speak of it. But pretty much, there's much to enjoy about the game for a small $20 price point. And of course, since it's a port from Vita, you should expect some of the bugs and stuff coming its way. But at the same time, this is the PS4. This is a next gen console, and we're 2 years in, and it kind of shows that even though I know it's only a port, but you expect that they can do some things to this. I mean, this is Hollow Fragment remaster, and if they're boosting everything, should they be boosting the ability to stop such bugs? But the game overall is a good experience. I enjoyed it as much as I did on Vita, and even more at times. In my honest opinion, single player can get boring and linear, but playing multiplayer is what saves the game. But that's if you're playing with a friend, especially. Thank God I got friends. So, anyways, pretty much you're gonna enjoy the game with a friend. Definitely do it. If you're gonna play it solo, don't expect to play it for too long. Probably after you beat that campaign, you won't get interested too much for a new game plus. And yeah, so yeah, it's $20 though, so it's not that big of a loss, but it's still your money. It's still your choice. And in my opinion, if you hate bugs, if you hate linear gameplay, and just gameplay that doesn't feel triple A, don't buy the game then. But that's my thoughts, and if I had to give this game a rating, it'll have to be a 7 out of 10, especially if you got a friend, or 6 out of 10 if you're alone.